used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Crazy Joe. We have another physical media review for you today, and I'm afraid this is one that I am very late to the party on because we're talking about something that originated in 1999, and yet I just saw it for the first time ever. Our good friends at Warner Brothers have sent us a massive box set here, the complete series of The West Wing. The West Wing, which aired on, I believe it was NBC. This was an NBC show, right? From like 99 to something like 06, 07. I don't know. It had a good long run. And the entire series is now available on Blu-ray. And I had never, ever watched this show before. So you have 156 episodes on 28 discs and hours of special features. Special features include 20 commentaries, behind-the-scenes featurettes, unaired scenes, gag reels, and more. Look at that. Widely considered one of the best series of all time, The West Wing remains a landmark achievement in television, earning 26 Emmys, including 4 for Outstanding Drama Series. With its sharp writing and memorable ensemble cast, the show continues to inspire new audiences with its intimate look at the triumphs, sacrifices, and inner politics of the White House. All right off the bat, what did I know about this show? I knew it was created by Aaron Sorkin. It was kind of the show that put Aaron Sorkin on the map. I knew that Bradley Whitford from Billy Madison, I knew he was in here. I knew that Martin Sheen played the president, President Bartlett. I did not realize Rob Lowe was on this show. Apparently, Rob Lowe is like the main star of the show. There's people like Allison Janney in here. A lot of familiar faces. So it's a good cast. Now, how do they present this? I've watched about 5 episodes. Okay, they sent me these discs. I had to review them. Obviously, I don't have time to watch, 200 or 156 episodes. In the time since I've had these, I have not had a chance to watch 156 episodes. But I watched about 5 episodes, and it's the first time I've ever seen the series. So you get 2 identical cases, except for the numbers, the season numbers. They're fairly identical. These are very similar to the cases that Super Friends. We just did a review of the Super Friends release. Very similar cases. And these are much like Super Friends. So first of all, you gotta get a book there telling you which episodes are on which disc. And like Super Friends, you have one of these things that comes out. And the discs are stacked, disc 1, disc 2, disc 3 and 4 of season 1, then different color for season 2, 1, 2. All right, and then you see how it goes. Each season's about 4 discs stacked like this, and the colors change depending on the season. Much like Super Friends, these discs are tough to get off the spindles. I found that season 1, disc 1 comes off quite easily, but some of the later ones, they really do not want to come off of these spindles. These spindles hold them tight. Of course, I'm now demonstrating it, and they're coming right off. But trust me when I say some of them don't want to come off. Similarly, you saw me do this with Super Friends. Some of them, it's a challenge getting off. And that's a double-edged sword because you always hear people complain when they won't stay on the spindle. Oh, they keep falling off the spindle. They won't stay on the spindle. But that's a pain when they won't stay on the spindle. And with this, sometimes we're having the opposite problem. So make of that what you will. I don't know what you prefer, them being too loose on the spindle and falling off, or being too hard to get off. What frustrates me about that is sometimes you're fighting these discs and you don't want to, you're trying to get them off the spindle, but you don't want to bend the disc and it doesn't want to let up. And then there's a hole here. See, this is plastic, but then that's the playing surface shining through. That's the playing surface of the opposite disc. So while you're fighting with these discs, you don't want to accidentally touch the playing surface of the disc behind. So these cases are a little bit of a challenge, but they are what they are. So these things come right out of the big plastic shell. Put them back in there. We get the episodes, and that is seasons 1 through 4. The other case is seasons 5 through 7. It's pretty much identical. You don't get the episodes in this one. The booklet that has the episodes in the other case has them all. And there's the remaining seasons stacked the same way. Like I said, I'd never seen the show before. I knew it was praised when it was on. I'm a little embarrassed to say that I was younger. I was 25 years younger. 25 years younger and a little more foolish. I let my political beliefs get in the way of enjoying television. I was at that time, I don't usually get into my politics. It's not something, this isn't a political show. This is a show about movies and television. So I don't usually like to get into that kind of stuff. But back in those days, I was very much extremely right wing. I was, raised in a Republican house. My father was a staunch Republican, and Fox News was on in our house all the time. And I had very, very, very right wing views. And we used to jokingly refer to this show as the left wing, not the West Wing, because it was, a liberal show about politics. I've changed over 25 years. I would call myself the very definition of an independent now. I lean left on some topics. I lean right on some topics, but I'm pretty much, I'm an extreme moderate. Let's call myself an extreme moderate. So my views have lightened up, and I'm a little embarrassed about how close-minded I was back then. But I wouldn't even give this show a chance when it was originally on, and I missed out. I missed out because this show was every bit as good as they say it is. I'm watching the episodes, and I'm probably going to finish the series. It's going to take a while, but I want to watch all the episodes now. They've made a fan out of me. Let's talk about the quality of the picture. I will say the pilot episode, I was very underwhelmed by the quality. Like, I'm looking at it on Blu-ray and I'm thinking, this looks like standard def. This looks like standard def. Then I got to episode 2. It changed. I don't know, sometimes the pilots are shot well in advance of the series, 6 months to a year in advance. I don't know how far removed the pilot was shot from the rest of the series. I don't know if they used a different film stock or so. And also, the show's presented in 16:9 widescreen, but it originally aired in 4:3 aspect ratio. So when I'm watching the early episodes, my fear was, I kept thinking, is the aspect ratio off? I later on found out that the show was always shot in 16:9 and then cut down to 4:3 for television. And the pilot episode, I thought the aspect ratio looked really off. So I'm kind of wondering if the pilot was shot in 4:3 and they cropped it to 16:9, but then the subsequent episodes were actually shot in 16:9. That wouldn't surprise me. Let's call it like it is. First episode looks like garbage. Even on Blu-ray, first episode looks like garbage. Get to episode 2, 3, striking difference in quality. Looks much better. I think that we're looking at a bad crop job. I think they shot the pilot in 4:3 and cropped it to 16:9, and it did a bad job. I don't know that don't take that to the bank. I can't say for sure that's what happened, but I think that's what happened because it doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good, but only the pilot. Everything else is fine. So yeah, a lot of special features on there, and every episode, it's a heck of a set. If you were a fan of The West Wing, this is something you want to check out. And thank you to Warner Brothers. I'm recommending this. It's available now. Support physical media. And if this is something that interests you, if you were a fan of this show, be sure to pick this up. All right, everybody. Till next time, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Tell everyone you meet.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the back door flap.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Don't open, it's a trap.
Oh no,
it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander pajamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas.
Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas.
I know we're having fun.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
And now the song is done.